Hello, and welcome to the Mind Body Power membership training today. Today we're going to talk about something that has been a problem in probably at least half of my clients, if not more, probably closer to 75% of the people that I work with, and that is a thyroid imbalance, and that usually is coupled with an adrenal imbalance. Most of the time, it starts with an adrenal problem and then ends up affecting the thyroid. So I'm going to mostly talk about the thyroid and then that pertains to healing the adrenal. So an unhealthy thyroid gland can cause havoc in your body. There are some simple things that you can change in your lifestyle to decongest your thyroid and bring it back to balance. Clearing out the lymph system will allow the thyroid to cleanse and begin the healing process to function properly. Eating many fruits and vegetables, drinking lots of water, eliminating or cutting back on processed foods and animal products from your diet, and exercising consistently. I recommend 6 days a week, even if it's just for 10 minutes. This will help clear out your lymph system. The thyroid gland produces important hormones that regulate your metabolism. Now, hormones are such an important factor because they communicate. They send messages on how the body is supposed to be functioning. So it's really important to get the glandular system in order. The lymph system carries these hormones to the bloodstream and on to where they are needed. Iodine is one of the most important nutrients needed by the thyroid to function properly. You want to take iodine in its wholesome state, so do not take, and I recommend taking in its whole form instead of an isolated where the iodine's been extracted. So kelp is high in iodine, and about a half a teaspoon of granulated kelp a day is sufficient in providing that nutrient. Of course, you can take more if you feel you need. Sprinkle it on your steamed vegetables or salads, or stir into a glass of water. Eliminating table salt completely from your diet is essential. After being processed, there is no iodine left in table salt, and it only causes harm to the body. Now, the salt that says that iodine is added, you don't ever want to get something where it's added back in because it will not be in its wholesome state. It's fractioned. And so you want to just get the sea salt, and then you get iodine from other elements. And we'll talk about more resources to getting the iodine. Sea salt can be used in moderation instead of the table salt. Enjoying extra energy, weight control, and emotional balance will be well worth your effort, your extra effort. So I want to talk about some of the symptoms if you're wondering whether you have a thyroid issue. A hypoactive thyroid or an underactive thyroid. The symptoms would include, but are not limited to, and I'm getting this information from herballegacy.com, and you can just Google it and find these all over the internet. And I've seen it to be true with people that I've worked with. Fatigue, weight gain, dry skin, hair loss, intolerance to the cold, and constipation. And there can be other things added to it. And you don't have to have all the symptoms for your thyroid to be out. Sometimes it's just one or two. So the best therapy would be to eat mostly live food. You want to cut out the processed food and animal products, which are very mucus-forming and clogging to the body. And then kelp or other seaweeds are a great natural source of iodine. You also can get the iodine from black walnut. So you can get the black walnut leaves down the herb aisle in your local Whole Foods store, or you can order it online, and making a tea out of it will give you the iodine as well. Something extra that you could do is make a tea out of black walnut for the iodine and dip a square of cloth of 100% or 100% cotton or flannel, and then when you go to bed, wrap it around your neck where your thyroid is, and it will soak right into your thyroid. So that's a good thing that you can do. Okay, and then the supplements that you can take, always wanting to take your supplements in plant-based form, and the supplements that I use and have used for years is Dr. Christopher's, so I recommend Dr. Christopher's Herbal Thyroid Supplement and the thyroid maintenance. Those are two different formulas, and they're recommended straight from David Christopher, who is the owner of the supplements, and it's Dr. Christopher's son who owns the School of Natural Healing and the herbal supplements. So I've talked to him one-on-one, and he recommends taking both, and they both have different helpful support. It will offer the helpful support that your thyroid needs. Okay, so eating right and the supplements will be very, very healing for your thyroid. It has been for many people, and usually you see some huge changes within 6 weeks. And I'm going to go into the hyperactive thyroid, and then I'll give you some even deeper things that you can do if, after taking care of and using the instructions that I've given so far, if they haven't been helping as much as you can tell that there's more healing. Okay, the hyperactive thyroid would be an overactive functioning of the thyroid, and it can be just as dangerous. And some of the symptoms would include goiter, and there can be some of these symptoms in a hypoactive thyroid. So we're telling the common, but sometimes there'll be a difference for you because everybody's different. But usually for the hyperactive thyroid, there can be goiters, weight loss, appetite changes, heat sensations, excess sweating, excess thirst, heart rate and rhythm changes, muscle and joint pain, skin problems, hair loss, problems with fingernails, bulging eyes, thinking problems, mood swings. Mood swings are with the hypoactive as well. Tremors, fatigue, exhaustion, and insomnia. Now, of course, usually when there's a problem with one gland, there's other problems in the body because the body interacts together. And when one's out, it can throw another one out. And there's almost always the same protocol for any problem that you have. That's clearing out the body, so eliminating properly, sweating daily, deep breathing, and feeding your body highly nutritive food, thinking positive, so meditating and thinking positive, serving others. And then what you can do on top of it, if you know it's a certain problem in your body, if you've either had your eyes tested through an iridologist, or you've had a diagnosis from a medical doctor, or you just have a feeling you can tell that your thyroid's out or another part of your body's out, then you can take an herbal supplement that will speed the healing up significantly. So that's why we recommend the herbal supplements. Okay, so if you've done these things and you still feel like your thyroid is out, it can have gotten to a deeper disease, which they usually call, it's an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's or Graves' disease. And what I recommend is using Dr. Christopher's NuCalm formula, and the NuCalm will calm the immune system down, but it still will feed the immune system. So you don't want to shut the immune system down, but sometimes it needs to be calmed down, but it also needs the nutrients. So that's a safe way to calm your immune system down. And I just realized I didn't give the supplements for the hyperactive thyroid. And what is recommended is a glandular formula. It's also called the infection formula. And the ingredients in this herbal supplement in there is mullein and lobelia. So that would be for a hyperactive thyroid. You can also use Dr. Christopher's glandular formula. There's an oil that you can rub on the neck, and you can also put that at night. You can rub it on the bottom of your foot to press on the correlating part on the bottom of your foot that will stimulate that organ. And if you have a hyperactive thyroid, by stimulating the organ, it doesn't mean it boosts it up to work more. It just kind of gives it a wake-up call, like we need to clear this organ out. So that would be for the hyperactive thyroid. I also recommend dry skin brushing. So it stimulates the lymph system to move, and then it also clears away any chemicals or dry skin that is stuck in the area. And then you can either put the cloth that you've dipped in the black walnut for a hypoactive thyroid and put it on your neck at night, or for either of those you can do the glandular formula oil. So dry skin brush and then put the oil on. You may need to go back and listen to this again. I'm always talking really fast because I want to get a lot of information in the short time that I have. So just to go back and go over what you can do, drink fresh juice every morning if possible, as much as you can. For the thyroid, the best juices are carrot, celery, parsley, and spinach. So that would be recommended. And of course, if you don't always have those ingredients, any kind of fresh juice is going to clear out the body, which essentially allows the body to absorb nutrients and heal wherever you're needing healing. But the best fresh juice that is perfect for the thyroid is the carrot, celery, parsley, and spinach. Okay, and then I talked about in the beginning that there's almost always an adrenal problem when you have a thyroid issue, so I recommend taking Dr. Christopher's adrenal formula or another plant-based adrenal formula supplement, and you can take that with your thyroid maintenance formula and with the herbal thyroid formula. Those are for hypoactive thyroids. If you are hyperactive, then I would say the adrenal formula and then the infection formula, which is the glandular, and that's cleaning out the lymph. And also there's another one that you can take for the hyperactive thyroid. Let's see, I have it written down here somewhere. Let me find it for you. I think it's just the Immucalm that helps calm down the body and the immune system. So, yeah, that's what it would be. Okay, the next tip is the dry skin brushing. For sure on the neck, if you only have a minute, just do it on the neck. If you have just another minute, then dry brush over your heart and over your digestive system and reproductive organs, and kind of in your mind see that you're getting the appendix, and they'll come up on the right side to your liver and gallbladder and come over to your left side and just dry brush over your spleen and your pancreas. So just getting the whole abdomen area, and then rubbing on the back over your kidneys and your adrenal gland, the bottom of your feet, and the inside of your hands. If you only have a minute, do that. If you literally have 10 seconds, then dry brush over your neck. But try and do it with intentions of you're focusing on the body, seeing the lymph system move as you dry brush. And then if you have another minute, then dry brush your whole body. And then you can rub the glandular oil over your neck, and that will seep into your neck and into your thyroid and help stimulate it, give it the elements that it needs to heal. And the next thing is the pressure point on the bottom of your foot. So the bottom of our foot, for those of you that don't know, it's the ending of all of the nerves for your whole body. So at the bottom of your foot, there's points that correlate with every part of your body. You can Google a foot chart on the internet and see where it correlates with the adrenal gland, and even just for like 10 seconds. And be ready, because it will stimulate that organ to cleanse. So my husband has come off of his thyroid medicine, and his thyroid is now functioning through proper eating, de-stressing, and then taking some supplements that feed that organ. So as we started the cleansing process, every night I put pressure on his thyroid. Well, the first couple times, so the first time he woke up in the morning with a horrible sore throat, and this is his weakness. When he gets sick, he doesn't get sick very often, but when he does, it's a sore throat, and he's had strep throat so many times, just where it completely knocks him out. One time we had to run him to the emergency room because he felt like he needed to go. He was feeling so sick. So it stimulated that organ, and it began cleansing. So you don't have to be scared that you're sick. You just need to know what to do, because what your body's doing is cleansing. When you're sick, your body's cleansing. It's saying, hey, stop what you're doing, lay down for a while so we can cleanse. So he got over his sore throat after a couple of days, did some natural things to help him, and I told him, let's get back on, putting the pressure. We didn't realize at that point, didn't put two and two together, that it had been from putting the pressure point on his foot. So life had been busy, and I said, okay, we need to consistently do this at least 3 or 4 times a week. So put pressure on the spot that correlated with his thyroid. Sure enough, the next day he woke up with a severe sore throat. Uh-huh. So this is so important to realize the power that we really have to help our body heal. And when we understand it, we don't suppress it and stop it. We don't want to stop the sickness. We want to feed your body, rest, and allow it to cleanse out and get out of us instead of being stored in us. When it's stored and it keeps being suppressed, it ends up being a big disease later, because it doesn't go away. And then it just builds and builds. So it's important to drink lots of water. You can take a lot of garlic. You can do honey, cayenne, and garlic and stir that up and take it every hour if your throat does get sore. Just give your body what it needs. Okay, so that just shows how effective rubbing the bottom of your foot is. And then intentions of releasing emotions. So the hormone or the thyroid holds on to so many emotions, and it's the underlying cause of the problem in it. And of course, not eating right and not exercising contributes to it greatly, but the root cause is emotional stress that you're holding in and not dealing with. So I recommend through your meditating, which is really important, very essential, daily, that you focus on, you take a deep breath in when you begin your meditating and release any emotions and stress that you have. And it doesn't mean that your stresses go away, but you're releasing the emotion of it and the energy of it, letting it go from your body. You don't have to hold it in your body to deal with it. You've got to constantly let it go. So release it. Focus on forgiving any situation, any person that's involved in the stress, and that can be yourself, and usually it is yourself and other people. And then focusing on peace and calming at the end of your meditation. Even if this is a 1-minute process, it should be like at least 10 to 20 minutes, but even if you only do it for 1 minute, maybe 5 minutes, you literally can remove the energy that's from your thyroid. I recommend tapping on it with the tips of your fingers, tapping on your neck to release. And if you would like to go even further, you can use 3 oils that help with this emotional releasing. Lavender, so if you just rub a little bit of lavender either on your wrist and on your thyroid, and then picture releasing the stress. And then peppermint, rub a little, and you can just have it on a little plate that you use every time you do it, anytime that you have the chance to go this deep. Peppermint helps with the forgiveness, the energy of forgiving, and then citrus is peace and calming, and that can be lemon, orange, or a mixture of citrus. Okay, so that is extremely beneficial, and I did have a client who, she was eating well and she was exercising, and she said, I want to try to emotionally heal this before I try the supplement. And by the time we were done, at the end of the 3 months we were working together, she had her thyroid checked and it was functioning properly. So just by your intentions alone, you can heal your body. And if you feel like you need the supplements, then it can help, but your intentions are the most important thing, believing that your body can heal. Okay, so I apologize for talking so fast. I love to get this information out, especially on the thyroid, because so many people are facing so much stress and in out of balance thyroid and adrenal gland, but you can heal your body. You absolutely can heal it. You have to believe it, give it what it needs, and give it the time it needs. So if you feel like you need some further assistance in educating and the education and the support and information, I would be more than happy to assist you in that. I have all sorts of different levels of the support that you can invest in, and it's an amazing exchange. It's completely worth your money because it's life-changing and it's lifelong information that you can use forever. It's just building a foundation of the lifestyle that you need. So you can reply to this email if you have questions and are interested in further support. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next week.